It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, today's episode is super exciting because I have an office products reseller from Nashville, Tennessee, Robbie Clark with A to Z Office Resources, and also my good friend Chris Cooper from none other than Clover Imaging. And the reason I got these two together today is because on Wednesday the 29th, get a pencil out and write this down, Wednesday the 29th at 1 p.m. Central Time, Clover Imaging is going to do a webinar. And it's going to be delivered by Jim Sirkleski himself on the PPE phenomena that's going around the industry today. Gentlemen, how are y'all doing?
Doing great. Doing well.
Well, Chris, you guys got into PP early. You're a global distributor. You knew there was a need, and you found a reseller down there in Nashville that is just flat out, I'm going to say it, folks, kicking some ass with PPE. Robbie, how are you doing in Nashville? And tell me a little bit about A to Z Office Resources.
We're doing pretty good, Ray. Business is not totally back where we'd like it to be in the traditional office products, but we filled in the gaps with, some unique things, and PPP is obviously one of those. That segment of our business is just blowing up. We're selling everything we can get our hands on.
Well, you got to make money, especially when things are tough. Chris was telling me you guys are not just selling PPE, but you're doing like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of PP. And I think a lot of times my friends in the imaging channel, they'll try to sell PP, or they don't have an e-commerce platform to do it, or they don't have that relationship in that janitorial space and they've struggled with it. But if they could figure some of these things out, they can move hundreds of thousands of dollars, not just 5 or 6, which is really cool. But, Robbie, tell us a little bit about, A to Z Office Resources. How big is your company and how long you been around?
We're about $45 million last year. We've been around for 35 plus years. We cover the state of Tennessee from end to end, and we have 10 locations, 10 sales offices with cross docks, and we've got a North Alabama location and a Southern Kentucky location. And we do things a little differently. Our relationships with our customers are more consultative than just transactional. Mm-hmm. And I think that those type relationships led us to be able to pick up the PPE business when COVID started. Mm-hmm. We called all of our clients and just said, okay, how can we help? And I think a lot of dealers were pigeonholed into sitting around and waiting on things to happen and see what happened. Mm-hmm. Customers started telling us we need PPE, and we started reaching out to people, and Chris came along and said, hey, I can help with that, and that's how we got where we are.
Well, man, that's fantastic. I don't know if y'all paid attention to what he said his revenue was, but a $45 million dealership in Nashville, Tennessee, selling office products and supplies. A lot, you'd be in the top 2-3% of the dealers in the imaging channel with that kind of revenue. There is a lot of roll-ups. There's a lot of VC and private equity money in this space. But if you look at a company in that 45 to 50 million range, that's a home run. Congratulations to you guys and the team over there. But, and we are in some tough times. But, I want to ask you another question. Chris, you sell these guys a lot of toner, don't you?
Absolutely, yes. When I've known Robbie for a long time. I've known Butch West down there a long time. These guys are a traditional, very big supporter of us on the imaging side. And you mentioned it earlier, Robbie mentioned it earlier as well. The amount of toner these guys have moved with us is they're one of my top 3 customers overall. And when the opportunity came along, I knew that, I follow A to Z. They do a great job on social media, talking about what they're doing in the PPE space and everything they do. We reached out to them, the opportunity came up, and Robbie and his team have supported us in a big way. And here at Clover, we're always going to be focused on the imaging side. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. We're having unprecedented success with PPE, and with Robbie and the sanitizer and gloves and everything we've done for those guys. It's been a big lift for my sales, and I think Robbie feels the same way. It's been a very good partnership here in the short term. Mm-hmm. And that's how long this will continue. And with our sources and our supply chain being really strong and the quality we're seeing, it's a good time to be partnered with Clover. I've always said we're more than a toner company, and I think with the ability to jump in PPE and what Sirkleski and Eric Martin and everyone have done, it's been a great lift to our sales. And for me, not only with A to Z, I think the synergies and the ability to help our dealers during this time is going to help us down the road with imaging as well.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Clover's a phenomenal company. They've been selling millions and millions of dollars worth of toner. But, Robbie, I got to clarify something because I've been beating up my friends in the image channel for a long time, telling them that there's 5 to 7 devices that aren't on contract for every one that's on contract, and I'm talking about printers. You're selling millions and millions of dollars worth of toner down there in Nashville. Some of that, hang on a second, little snafu there. Some of that, is delivered through managed print services. You guys are in that space. But how many millions of dollars do you sell off contract, because we refuse to do it in the imaging channel?
We do, our imaging sales run somewhere between 6 and 7 million a year.
Wow.
And 90% of that is off contract.
Interesting.
We do have some managed print customers, but the vast majority of it is transactional. And the managed print relationships that we do have are not cost per page. We still sell those toner in a managed print environment, by the cartridge. Mm-hmm. It's still a transactional sale. Mm-hmm. We just use the DCA to tell us when they need to order toner, and it's auto fulfillment. But we've had no problem picking up that off contract business.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, we don't want our friends in Nashville to hear that. Keep doing what you're doing. But the rest of the world, pay attention to that. There's a lot of opportunity that we're walking away from. Well, gentlemen, I guess, it's fantastic to always highlight some success stories. Appreciate what you're doing down there in Nashville, Robbie, and, of course, Chris Cooper and my friends over at Clover. We're trying to create the new normal. You heard it from Robbie himself. You can wait around for something to happen. You go make it happen. Congratulations to you and your team. Chris, congratulations to you guys. And you want to say anything before we end this?
No, I'm just saying, Ray, thanks for the time. Robbie, thanks for the support. We're excited to continue to partner with you and the channel. And, PPE leading into our webinar on the 29th, I think, be very educational for more of our dealers with Jim Sirkleski. So I'll just say, Robbie, thank you. Ray, thank you for the forum. And
okay.
Much appreciated.
Well, look forward to that webinar. Robbie, I'm going to look forward to having you back on again. It's always great talking about successful companies out there. My friends, I'm going to end this the way I always do. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget that webinar on Wednesday.